Once there was a small village named Kshetrapuram. This village was in a very, very remote, scary, and dreaded area. There were dense mountains everywhere surrounding the village. This village was surrounded by thick and scary forests. The people of this village also lived a very terrible and scary life because all around the village many ghosts, witches, and vampires used to roam around. Very scary ghosts, witches, and vampires. If anybody needed to go out of their homes, they had to go only in the daytime. If anyone roamed during the night, no one knew whether he or she would be able to come back alive or not. Even his dead body would not be found. Many times it so happened that someone or the other went out during the night and till date never returned home, nor their bodies were found. It was as if they all disappeared all of a sudden. In this scary village, there used to be a tree in the western direction of the village, and no human used to go towards the area where the tree was located. Number of human skulls hanged on each branch of the tree for many thousands of years, and that tree looked very, very scary. Very, very scary. The villagers here followed a very, very weird custom for many, many years now. The custom was that when someone dies, they kept his corpse in the middle of the village and separated the head of that corpse and then hang it on the branch of the scary tree which was located in the western direction of that village. And this custom was going on in that village for many years now. And on the other hand, there lived a very weird and strange man in a scary cave situated in the village premises for many thousand years now. He used to protect the village from the ghosts, witches, and vampires, ensuring that they could not enter the village and harm the villagers. The villagers used to celebrate a festival in which they used to sacrifice a goat and then collect its blood in a bowl and present it to the weird-looking man, keeping it in front of his cave. Then the strange weird-looking man came out of the cave and drank the blood from the bowl kept in front of him, leaving behind a little blood. With this little blood left in the bowl, he wrote a message on the wall of the cave, which looked very, very scary. The message he wrote was only understood by the village headman. The village headman then read the message, and the message would tell them whether or not the village was going to face any disaster. This ritual had been happening for thousands of years, but only once it so happened a year that strange-looking man suddenly wrote a very strange and fearful message. A very strange and fearful message. And the message was that, from now on, your village is going to witness a dreaded bloodbath of the villagers. A very powerful, bloodthirsty witch called Pinjar Witch is coming nearer and nearer to the village. And this time, I don't even have the power to stop her, as she is very much mightier than my powers and strength. To stop this bloodbath and destruction of the village, I have thought of an idea. I shall allow the ghosts, witches, and vampires to enter the village, whom till today I have stopped from doing so. By doing this, I'll be able to save my powers and hold that mighty bloodthirsty witch for a while. and then after 15 days, I'll be able to gather more power to defeat that bloodthirsty witch. Till then, witches, ghosts, and vampires will roam everywhere in your village, and you shall have to live life with them for these 15 days. You people have to live only inside your homes without anyone coming out from their homes even for a moment, and also making no noise. After telling this message, the strange person goes away into his cave. The village headman in the same evening sent a man beating drums, who announced, "Listen, listen, listen! The chief wants to give you all a very important message. All villagers have to go to the middle of the village and attend a meeting." Just as the headman had instructed, all the villagers reached the middle of the village. Then the village headman announced to his villagers, "My instructions are to everyone that from today onwards, no one will come out from their homes for the next 15 days. Everyone will have to stay inside their homes only. This is because a terrible and very dangerous, bloody, thirsty, blood pinjar witch trying to enter our village. This message has been given to us by the strange man who lives in the cave of our village, and according to him, no one is permitted to come out of their homes for their own safety, and everyone has to be very, very careful. Each one from small to big will have to stay inside the house without making any noise. If you make even the slightest noise, that bloodthirsty blood pinjar witch will attack you, quenching her thirst for blood, and will try to kill you and make a pile of your bodies and will eat you up. So all have to be very, very careful. You have to do one more work. On every step of this village, many ghosts will roam for the next 15 days. That's why you all have to keep a pot filled with blood outside your homes, and if anyone keeps the pot empty without filling it with blood, then the ghosts and witches will enter your homes and will kill you. And after that, even God will not be able to save you. If you do this for the next 15 days, then we will be able to save ourselves from that bloodthirsty witch." The headman was giving instructions to his villagers in this way. Hearing his words, a villager said, "Sir, if we won't come out of the house, how will we be able to survive, and what will we eat? In this way, how will we be able to sit in the house for 15 days? Please tell us, sir, the solution to this." Then the headman said, Okay. If anyone does not have food items when they need, we have a tunnel in the western direction of the village, and through that tunnel you can come to my home. I keep food stored there. You people should come carefully till the tunnel route, because to get into the tunnel, you have to walk halfway in the village, and at that time you may be in danger. So you people have to come into the tunnel very, very carefully. And don't forget to keep the blood in the pot. This was the message given by the village headman to his villagers. He was giving such instructions to the villagers to keep them safe. As the village headman had instructed, the villagers kept a vessel filled with blood outside each one's house, and they started living under scary conditions. Nature also went against itself as soon as blood pinjar witch reached that village, and dark clouds surrounded the village slowly. It could not be made out whether it was day or night time. Scary sounds of ghosts and wolves could be heard all time in the village, and the place had become very, very dreaded. Then, on the western side of the village, there were a number of weird looking forms coming out from the bottom of that haunted tree. They looked very, very scary. They came out shouting and making scary sounds. Then suddenly, a big form of ghost comes out of the haunted tree. This ghost was Blood Kinker Witch. Blood Kinker is also very dreaded and scary. Blood Kinker is also a part of Blood Pinjar Witch. Whenever Blood Pinjar Witch arrives in any village, then before her, Blood Kinker Witch comes to that village. The Blood Kinker says to the other small blood pishachas,
Blood Pinjar Witch is very near to this village now and is very thirsty of blood. So, all of you go to that village and kill everyone, including humans, animals, birds, and pile up their dead bodies and bring them here. Within some time, Blood Pinjar Witch will arrive here, and at that time, if we don't give her enough blood and flesh, then she will kill and eat all of us. This instruction was given by Blood Pinjar Witch. You all go to the village at once and catch whomever you can and cut their throat, drink their blood and bring their bodies here.
Blood Kinker Witch is also very, very scary and dangerous. And if those smaller blood pishachas cannot complete the given task, then Blood Kinker goes and completes the task herself. So, as told by the Blood Kinker, the small pishachas went towards the village. On the other side, the strange-looking man living in that cave started doing some tantric pujas to keep the Blood Pinjar Witch's powers in control. There were only black clouds in the entire village and only darkness all around. At that time, those scary small pishachas came inside the village, and villagers kept peeping, scared, from their windows to see what was happening outside the village. And just as the village headman had instructed, all villagers continued living silently inside their homes. In each and every corner of the village, only voices and scary sounds of bloodthirsty pishachas could be heard. Silence itself is very, very horrifying. Then, just as the Blood Kinker Witch had told them, all small blood pishachas formed a group and entered the village. The villagers looked horrified and surprised, looking at the blood pishachas. They said to themselves, if these small pishachas are so horrifying, then how much more huge and more terrifying would be the Blood Pinjar Witch. Suddenly, at that time, some cows tied at a shade near one of the houses started making some noise. Immediately, the small blood pishachas went towards those cows and killed them and started eating them up. Their horrifying noises could be heard everywhere in the village. Seeing this, the owner of the cow said, "Oh no, my cows, they are killed. They are my only source of living. If my cows die, then what is the meaning of my survival? No, somehow I will have to fight with those blood pishachas. At least save my remaining cows." He came out and shouted, "Hey, leave my cows alone. I warn you for the last time." Hearing this, all of a sudden, the small blood pishachas turned back and attacked the man. They teared his flesh and start sucking his blood. Then they start dragging his dead body. This incident was terribly scary and haunting. All the villagers watched this incident very much silently from the homes. All the villagers were scared and shocked after this incident. They were very much surprised seeing so many blood pishachas together in the village. Soon the blood pishachas start drinking the blood kept outside the village homes. Seeing this, the villagers got more and more scared for their lives. Villagers were living a very uncertain life, facing death all around. All the houses there had pishachas running on the roofs, and their scary noises were heard everywhere in the village. Suddenly, from one of the homes, a small baby's crying sound was heard. Hearing this baby's sound, all the blood pishachas turn around and start looking at the house from which the sound was coming. As the baby's cry was very loud, so all the pishachas start going towards that house. All the family members got very scared. The baby's father said to his wife, "Please stop the baby from crying, otherwise all the pishachas will come here itself and kill and eat us all. Please stop the baby's cry. Please stop him." He kept saying so. Hearing this, the baby's mother starts feeding the milk, and the pishachas came near the house. The baby's cry stopped, so the blood pishachas drink the blood kept outside the house and go back. Seeing this, the village people feel a bit relieved, as there was no harm done to the baby and his family. After this all, the blood pishachas go back towards that haunted tree at the western direction of the village, and after going there, all of them vomit out the blood they had drank into a big vessel which was kept there near the tree, and also keep all the cows and villagers' dead body too. Seeing all this, the blood kinker witch says to the blood pishachas,
What is this? Why you have brought so few dead bodies? Where have the villagers gone? Did you enter the village or just killed a few animals and humans outside the village and came back? These won't be sufficient for the blood Pinjar witch. And even all the villagers' blood would not quench her thirst fully. So, all of you go back to the village and search every corner of the village, killing all villagers and bring their dead bodies here. Go back to the village now.
These instructions were given by the blood kinker witch to the blood pishachas. Rakta kinker witch tells the Rakta pishachas,
The dead bodies which you all have brought won't be sufficient for the Rakta Pinjar witch. Go again in the village and search each and every house and kill those people and bring their dead bodies over here. Go again to that village.
Hearing this, all the Rakta pishachas said,
We all have searched the whole village, but we could not find even a single human being there. You know that we cannot see and also can't smell. We can only hear sounds and identify people's location. But in that village, we could not hear any human voices. We killed and brought here only those whose sounds we could hear. And not only that, we also drank the blood from the bowls kept outside the houses and have brought the blood over here.
Hearing this, Rakta Kinkar says,
I absolutely forgot your disability. So, I will immediately send Rakta Netra Witch for your help with you.
Saying so, Rakta Kinkar witch brings out a weird looking witch from her mouth. She was the Rakta Netra witch. She had a weird quality of finding out any hidden human just from the smell of blood flowing in his body and catching him up. Then the Netra witch along with the Rakta Pishachas started moving towards the village. Right at that time, the strange looking man doing Tantric puja could sense that the Rakta Netra witch was trying to enter the village. So, he immediately goes into the village so that he could make use of his powers and save the villagers. So, he first makes a ring of fire around himself as a protection shield. Then he shouts and says,
Now, it is very difficult for humans to survive in this village because the Rakta Kinkar witch has sent a very cruel and scary witch to this village to kill you. And within some time, the Rakta Pishachas along with the Rakta Netra witch is going to create havoc in the village. So, please do as I say.
This is what the strange looking man says to the villagers.
All you villagers should come out of your homes and enter into the fire shield which I have made for your safety.
These were the instructions of that strange looking man to the villagers. Hearing his instructions, the villagers came out scared and entered the fire shield. Then the strange man again said,
Rakta Netra witch can smell the blood flowing inside human beings, and to protect yourself from her, there is only one way which I will tell you. You all go to your homes and dig out tunnels, and please stay in the tunnels, keeping them closed safely. Doing so, you will be safe from that witch attack. So, don't delay, otherwise the village will be destroyed completely. Please do as I say for a few days, otherwise no one will be able to save you from that Rakta Pinjar witch's cruelty.
After giving this message, the man suddenly vanished from there. Hearing this, all the villagers got very scared and went inside their homes. They started digging tunnels, and then they went inside the tunnels with their families and also sealed the tunnels safely. Just then, the Rakta Netra witch entered the village along with the Rakta Pishachas, making several haunted and horrible sounds. Then, as instructed by the Rakta Kinkar witch, she enters each village house and searches for the villagers in each and every corner. Each and every corner. But she could not smell any human bloods flowing anywhere. Not finding any human blood, she became very furious and angry. As she was very much thirsty of human blood, and started destroying all the village homes and laughed cunningly. Just then, some black colored creatures looking like birds appeared flying and entering the village. Those black creatures would appear just before the Rakta Pinjar witch was ready to make her entry anywhere. Then all the Rakta Pishachas bowed down their heads and respectfully started to welcome the Rakta Pinjar witch together in one voice. Then, on the western direction of the village, at the haunted tree area, appeared some weird looking creatures who were carrying a huge and dreaded looking throne on which sat the Rakta Pinjar witch and moved towards the haunted tree. She looked very ugly and fearsome. The Rakta Pinjar witch stood near that tree and started laughing loudly. I am bloodthirsty. I feel like eating up this whole village. Where is blood? Give me blood. Give me blood, I say. Just then, the Rakta witch says,
Ma'am, here, drink this. Your most liked and delicious human blood is ready for you in this big pot. Drink fully to your satisfaction, ma'am.
Just then, the Rakta Pinjar witch gets down from the throne and started drinking the blood kept in the pot hungrily. After that, she munched up the human dead body kept there in pieces. Then she says, Rakta Kinkar, I want more and more of humans to eat up. My hunger will not be satisfied with only one human body. At this moment, I want more humans to eat. Rakta witch says,
Ma'am, I have sent Rakta witch just before some time to the village, and within no time she will keep a pile of humans in front of you to eat up. Only a little time you need to wait, ma'am.
Hearing this, Rakta Pinjar witch says in anger, What? What are you saying? I should wait for them to arrive. Impossible. I want more blood now. Just now. I feel very satisfied in eating up delicious human bodies. So, I want human body at this moment. In this way, Rakta Pinjar witch shouts in a very fearsome voice. Very fearsome. Rakta Pinjar witch was very thirsty of human blood. So, when she did not get to drink blood, she was terribly angry and shouted loudly, What are you saying? You did not get even one human in the whole village. It's impossible. There must be somebody out there who is helping these villagers, and I shall surely find out that person. And before that, I will find out and tell you where all those village people are hiding. Saying this, all of a sudden, the Rakta Pinjar witch goes deep into the ground, and under the ground, she, with her most powerful magical vision, sees all the village people who were hiding inside the tunnels. And instantly, after seeing them, the Rakta Pinjar witch comes outside the ground and says to Rakta Kinkar, Those village people have cheated you and are hiding safely in their own homes inside the village itself. So now I will help you out in finding those people. I will deploy
many magical skulls all around the village, and wherever these skulls go, humans are sure to be hiding over there. But keep one thing in mind, bring those humans alive to me. If you kill and bring those humans to me, then I won't like it. I myself will kill those humans and will drink their blood.
This message was given by Rakta Pinjar witch to the Rakta Kinkar witch. As instructed by Rakta Pinjar witch, the Rakta Kinkar witch went ahead into the village. And after some time, Rakta Kinkar reached the village and told the Rakta Pishachis,
All my dear Pishachis, now you all need not work so harder. Our Rakta Pinjar witch will herself show us the way out to find the humans. But there is a condition. You should not kill any of the humans. Only take them alive to Rakta Pinjar witch. This is a strict instruction.
This message was given by Rakta Kinkar to all the Rakta Pishachas. Suddenly, at the same time, one of the magical skull evolves out in front of a house and keeps making a strange noise. This noise was heard by Rakta Kinkar witch, and at that very moment, she lifts the house by her hands. And then she puts her hand deep inside the tunnel and removes out all the family members one by one. Seeing this, the members of the family got very scared, and then they started shouting out of fear. Then the Rakta Kinkar tells to them,
Up till now, you all were cheating us. Now, even God won't be able to save you.
Saying this, the Rakta Kinkar witch took those people into her hands and started shouting loudly. The Rakta Kinkar witch is in the village now. This news reached to that weird-looking man. He always knew that the Rakta Pinjar witch would let the Rakta Kinkar witch enter the village first before her arrival. So, to save the villagers, this man makes use of his magical Tantra and Mantra powers and leaves a magical smoke under the ground where the villagers were hiding. This magical smoke was so strong that it made those magical skulls weak and they could not work anymore. Those skulls would keep taking orders from the Rakta Pinjar witch, but due to the magical smoke, the orders from the Rakta Pinjar witch would not reach to them. At the same time, the weird-looking man said to the villagers,
All you village people would have to take a lot of care. Rakta Pinjar witch is just outside the village, and your hiding place is now known to her. She has sent Rakta Kinkar witch to take all of you to her. She is very dangerous killer witch. She already has taken a few of the villagers to the Rakta Pinjar witch to sacrifice and eat them. Now, to save all of you, I have got only one way out. I will send a very huge magical snake to save all of you. This snake will enter the tunnels and will keep you all in its mouth. In this way, he will bring you all very safely to me. So, after the snake brings you to me, I will keep you all safely. After that, I will try to understand her strategy and plan to save all of you from her. Till then, you all remain safe.
After saying this, a very big and ferocious looking snake started entering under the ground. and slowly he entered the tunnels made by the villagers. Then the snake starts hiding the villagers one by one inside its mouth. Seeing this, the villagers were very scared as the snake was gobbling them inside its mouth, but they had no other way out. On the other hand, the Rakta witch takes those 3 people in her hands to the Pinjar witch. Seeing this, Pinjar says,
You have brought only 3 people from such a big village for me. What are those magical skulls doing which I sent? Are they not doing their work properly?
This is what the Pinjar witch says angrily to the Rakta witch. Rakta answers,
Ma'am, we did as you said and followed those magical skulls wherever they went. But those skulls took us only to find these 3 people. I request you to please eat these 3 people for now and satisfy your hunger.
As the Rakta witch said so, the Pinjar witch came to those humans and said,
The smell of fresh human blood. I like a lot. I will drink their blood at this very moment.
Saying so, she took each of them in their hands and separated their heads from their body and started drinking their blood. She kept munching their bodies with her teeth and eating them up. But still, she was much more hungry and her hunger was not satisfied. So she tells to Rakta,
There must be some invisible power helping these villagers. We will have to find out the power soon so that we can eat all the villagers peacefully. And if we are not able to find out who is helping them, then our existence will be in danger and we will be finished. To avoid this, I will send a group of skeletal soldiers. Look at the skulls hanging on that haunted tree. All those skulls are of the villagers once living in the same village. I will make use of my magical powers and bring them back to life and will make them enter the village. They will then go to their homes and bring out the villagers and we will catch and drink their blood.
A huge snake, which was sent by the strange-looking man to save the villagers, now entered those man-made tunnels and picked up the villagers one by one in its mouth and then moved towards the direction of the man's cave. On the other hand, as per her plans, the Pinjar witch moved towards the haunted tree located at the western direction of the village, and then she started making all those skulls come alive, which were hanging on the branches of that tree for so many generations now.
Om Hrim Krim Pran Pratishthaye Kapalini.
As soon as she chanted this mantra, all those skulls hanging from the haunted tree became skeleton figures and started moving towards the Pinjar witch. Now, all the skeleton figures were in control of the Pinjar witch, and whatever Pinjar asked them to do, they all started doing. At the same time, Pinjar witch said to Pinjar witch,
Ma'am, what benefit will we get if we send these skeletons into the village?
In answer to this, the Pinjar witch says,
You all skeletons have been brought alive to life so that you can complete your last wish, which you could not complete before your death. Now you all are free to move to your village and meet your family members for one last time. Go at once. As the Pinjar witch said these words, all the skeletons moved towards the village in a group. After they left, the Pinjar says, These skeletons are in my control and they have the power to sense their blood relations in them. So, with the help of these skeletons, we'll be able to catch those hidden villagers.
Then all skeletons formed a group and entered inside the village. The Blood Kinker Witch tells the Pishachis,
All you Pishachis have to follow these skeletons, and wherever these skeletons stop, be sure that their family members are hiding there. Then you search that place and catch these hidden people, and then take them to the Blood Pinjar Witch.
Then, as the Blood Pinjar Witch had ordered, all the skeletons started moving inside the village. On the other hand, the huge snake moved from the tunnel underground and then appeared in front of the strange-looking person. And it took all villagers inside its mouth, one by one. All the villagers were shivering out of fear. Then the strange-looking person says,
I am happy that I could save all of you. Now our whole village is under the watch and control of Blood Pinjar Witch. All the blood Pishachis and other witches are doing according to the Blood Pinjar Witch's instructions. All of them are moving inside our village freely. So it is not good for us to go into the village now at this time.
At the same time, all the skeletons started communicating within the village and making use of the powers given to them. One of the skeletons went near to its house and started crying and calling his mother.
Ma, where are you, Ma? I am your son. I have come to meet you, Ma. Open the door. Please open the door. I want to see you once. Please see me, Ma.
Saying so, the skeleton was crying. All this was the trick done by the Blood Pinjar Witch. But the mother was unaware of all these matters, so she came out of the Tantric safe tunnel and entered the village to meet her son. Seeing this, the Blood Kinker Witch instantly catched her in her hands and then takes her to the Blood Pinjar Witch. Blood Pinjar Witch angrily says to her,
I will leave you and your son alive. Also, I will bring your son back to life again. All you have to do is tell me where you and all villagers are hiding. Tell me the hiding place. I will leave you alive.
In this way, Blood Pinjar Witch scares and asks the mother. But the mother says, You may kill me if you like, but I won't cheat my villagers and make them available for you to eat. No, no, no. I will save them at any cost and won't let them be sacrificed for you. This is what the mother said. Hearing this, the Blood Pinjar Witch loses her temper and she munches the mother's body into pieces and eats her alive. She also burns the skeleton of her son in fire, turning it into ashes.
All my skeletons, you all speed up your work. Otherwise, I will burn all of you the same way.
Saying so, she started laughing out very loudly. On the other side, the Tantric says,
Please be very careful. Even one mistake should not be done. Even if the Blood Pinjar finds any one of you, then she will come to know of this safe hiding place. Already she is trying very hard to observe your actions to find out this place. Also, the Blood Kinker Witch is very active inside the village. On the top of that, the Blood Netra Witch will also achieve all its powers within a few hours. If this happens, then my magical smoke will also be of no use and Blood Netra Witch will see all she wants. This magical smoke will work only for an hour. Then the Blood Netra Witch will get all the powers to see you alive. That is why you all have to do all your work without being seen by the blood Netra witch. Go safely.
This is what the strange looking Tantric says to the village people. And after that, with his magical powers, he converts a village man to blood pishach form. In this way, after changing into a blood pishach form, the person enters the village. Only blood pishaches and skeletons were visible in the village now, and they were creating panic in the whole village, making scary sounds all around. Very scary sounds. That strange looking Tantric made one of the villagers look like a blood pishach by his magical powers. Now, this person in the form of a blood pishach had to enter the village and go near the haunted tree. After entering the village, he could only see blood pishaches all around. Now, this person sent in form of blood pishach reached the village premises walking slowly and silently. Blood pishaches were roaming all around. Then this person reached near the haunted tree located at the western direction of the village. There he saw the blood pinjar and the blood kinker witch. He was so scared that he went from behind the tree to its bottom. Then, as told by the strange looking Tantric, he entered the tree's bottom and found a magical skull there. As soon as he carried the skull and came out of the tree's bottom, the blood pinjar witch saw and identified her. With a terrible anger, blood pinjar witch caught that person in her hands and said, "Wah! You are trying to play such games with me. Who is the one who has sent you here? You people won't be able to cheat me so easily." Saying so, she took that villager who came in the form of a blood pishach and started to bite and eat him in pieces. This news reached to that strange-looking man. He told to the villagers,
"Impossible. The magical pishach which I sent is identified by the blood pinjar witch. She will kill him. Now all the blood pishaches will start coming towards us. I should immediately go to that witch and catch hold of all her powers and bring them here to destroy them. Only then we can fight the blood pinjar witch. Till then, all of you will again be kept safe in the snake's mouth, because you all will only be safe inside the snake's body. In between this, I will bring each of the powers of the blood pinjar witch here and will destroy her."
After saying this, the strange person vanished from there, and then straightway evolved before the blood pinjar witch and kept himself safe inside a ring of magical fire. Seeing this strange person, the blood pinjar witch laughed.
"Oh, blood kinker, see, I told you he would himself come over here. Nobody can cheat me." "You human, this type of your stupid tricks won't work in front of me. Tell me, where have you hidden the villagers? Or if I start eating this villager, then his blood will come out and reach the other villagers."
Hearing this, the strange looking person said to the blood pinjar,
"Oh, blood pinjar, please leave that villager. I will give all the villagers to you. You please leave that person. I will help you to fulfill your blood thirst. Send your blood kinker witch with me. I will show her the place where the villagers are hidden. Then your blood kinker witch will herself bring all the villagers to you for fulfilling your blood thirst."
Hearing this, the blood pinjar witch says,
Okay, But don't try to act smart. If I come to know that you have used any of your magical powers, then at that very moment I will finish not only you but also all the villagers. Mind it. Blood Kinker, follow my orders and go with this person and bring all the villagers to me, keeping them inside your mouth. If you are in any danger, then I will come to know, and then I will destroy the whole village and the villagers. Hoo-ha!
Then the Blood Kinker says to the Tantric,
Okay, Tantric, I am ready to come with you. On the way, if I find that you are playing any trick with me and I am in any danger, then I will kill and eat you at that very moment. Let's go.
Saying this, Blood Kinker and the Tantric went flying towards the village. Every place of the village was filled with blood pishachas and blood netra witches. Then Blood Kinker told to them,
All you pishachas and witches, listen to me carefully. I have come to know the villagers' hiding place. You all stay here. I myself will catch those villagers and come over here. Till then, you all stay here. If you find any doubt, then all of you together destroy this village.
After this, they both started flying again. And as soon as they reached the cave, the strange-looking Tantric arrests the Blood Kinker witch, trapping her inside a magical ring of fire.
Ha 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 ha! Oh Blood Kinker, I got you here. As I wanted you to separate from the Blood Pinjar witch, it was impossible to kill you there because you are much powerful when you were around the Blood Pinjar witch. You are now my prisoner, and no news of yours can reach that wicked Blood Pinjar witch because this place is entirely blessed by my magical powers. So now you may shout as loud as you can, but Blood Pinjar won't be able to hear you, nor she will get to know about this place. And all you villagers, you please stay safe inside the snake's body. I will go to the Blood Pinjar witch's place and will destroy all the evil powers working around her, and then I will kill her. Ha 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 ha! You should not enter the village without my instructions, and please remain safe inside the snake's body.
These were the instructions of the Tantric to the villagers. After this, that huge snake takes all the villagers inside its mouth and hides them safely, and then it goes towards the jungle. All this was seen by the Blood Kinker witch. She says to the Tantric,
Stupid Tantric, I won't leave you alive. My queen, Blood Pinjar, will surely kill you. I have come to know where the villagers are hiding, and I will surely tell this to my evil queen.
And then the Blood Kinker kept arresting the Blood Kinker witch. That strange-looking man sent the villagers inside that snake's body, and then he also vanished from there. On the other hand, Blood Kinker witch wanted to communicate this incident to the Blood Pinjar witch. So she took out a blood pishach from her body and instructed her.
Listen, you blood pishach. Just go and give this news to the Blood Pinjar witch. Hurry up. Go now.
Hearing this, the Pishach left that place and evolved in front of the Blood Pinjar witch. Seeing her, Blood Pinjar witch says,
Where is my Blood Kinker? Where is she? Couldn't she find out the villagers yet? When will I be able to quench my thirst for blood? When?
In answer to this, the Pishach replies,
Ma'am, that Tantric had played a trick on us. He has trapped our blood kinker witch inside his magical fire ring. So she took me out from her body and sent me to give this message to you. Not only that, the Tantric has also sent the villagers inside the body of a magical and ferocious snake, and now he will come here to fight with you.
Hearing this, the blood pincher says, that means that the Tantric still wants to play games with me. I will myself go to the village now. Now I know where the villagers are hiding, so now I can quench my bloodthirst. That strange-looking Tantric came to know about Bloodpinjar's intentions. So he immediately appeared in front of her and said to her,
Oh Bloodpinjar, very soon the blood kinker is going to bring all the villagers here. Please wait for her.
Hearing this, the Bloodpinjar says, Oh human, how clever are you? After trapping the blood kinker sent by me, again you are trying to send her to me. Now I know where our villagers are hidden. I know where that magical snake is. I will kill those villagers and that magical snake at once, and after that I will make pieces of your body and will munch you too. After saying this, the Bloodpinjar witch disappears from there and enters the village. Then she, along with the other Pishaches, destroys each and every house of that village and burns them. One by one, all the houses were burning. After that, she kills the kettles of the village and drinks their blood and started to laugh loudly. At the same time, that magical snake, along with the villagers in its body, was passing through the underground tunnel. The Bloodpinjar witch immediately came to know about this, and she at once appeared in the tunnel and lifted that snake in her hands. After waiting so long, for so many days, now I have got all the villagers together and also this magical and fleshy snake to eat. Now I will drink their blood and quench my bloodthirst. Saying this, she took the snake near to that haunted tree in the western direction of the village. Seeing the snake in the trap of the Bloodpinjar, that strange-looking Tantric said,
Please don't kill these villagers. If you want, you can take my life, but please don't harm them. Please don't.
Now, the Bloodpinjar says, Now I won't listen to you anymore. I will cut this snake into 2 halves and will take out each and every villager from its stomach and munch them one by one, and then I will take you under the ground and will end your life. Oh blood kinker, don't worry at all. This Tantric won't be able to harm you. I will save you at once. These were the words of the Bloodpinjar. After saying this, the Bloodpinjar witch entered into the strange-looking Tantric's cave. But since that Tantric had established some magical powers of a magical skull around the blood kinker witch, therefore, even after trying hard, it was impossible for the Bloodpinjar witch to save her blood kinker. So she says, Impossible! Now
A human is going to defeat me. It's not possible. Not possible at all. I will save my blood kinker at once. I have to do something.
Saying this, the blood pinjar witch started to pour out blood from her mouth into the fire ring surrounding the blood kinker witch. But as soon as the blood came in contact with the fire, numerous magical skulls started to evolve. Seeing this, the blood pinjar witch said to herself,
What? It's impossible. With my every drop of blood, a new magical skull is evolving. If I cannot save my disciple, Blood Kinker, then how will I save myself?
Saying this, she started to pour out more blood from her mouth. But to her surprise, more and more magical skulls were evolving with each drop of blood, and slowly they took a weird form. And then they said to the blood pinjar witch,
We are magical skulls. We have tremendous magical powers. No one can defeat us. All our magical powers are controlled by that weird Tantric. You cannot save your blood kinker in this way. She is sure to die here. There is only one way out to save your dear disciple kinker. If you kill that Tantric and pour his blood into this fire ring, then only you can save her.
These were the words of the magical skulls to the blood pinjar witch. On the other side, to bring the blood pinjar witch under control, the weird-looking Tantric sacrificed the magical skull that he was holding into the fire. And immediately, the blood kinker witch scattered down on the floor into numerous pieces. And it was destroyed. Seeing all this, the blood pinjar witch pleaded,
Don't harm my blood kinker. Leave her. Please leave her.
She was pleading like this. Now the Tantric replied,
Ha 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 ha. I know that now your powers are decreased. You have distributed all your powers among your disciples. I will finish all your disciples one by one, and then will make you just a puppet with no powers.
Hearing this, the blood pinjar witch became very angry and disappeared. The strange-looking man makes use of his magical powers and kills the fierce-looking blood kinker witch. Next, he plans to destroy and kill the blood pinjar witch. Seeing the blood kinker witch being killed, the blood pinjar witch gets furious with anger and wants to kill the strange-looking person at any cost. She then goes to the haunted tree at the western direction of the village. Then, very angrily, she says to the Tantric, whom she had kept imprisoned,
Hey Tantric, how dare you kill my very dearest disciple, Blood Kinker, in front of my own eyes? Have you lost your senses? Now you will see. I will kill all these villagers in front of you and will drink their blood and then munch up their bodies into pieces.
Saying so, the witch catches hold of that snake in her mouth and starts biting it. But even after a lot of biting, the snake would not die. Seeing this, the Tantric laughs and says,
Ha 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 ha! Oh blood pinjar witch, this is not any ordinary snake. It has got many magical powers and you can't harm it. It is impossible for you to kill it.
Hearing the words of the Tantric, the blood pinjar witch says,
Is it so? Is this snake so powerful? Then okay. Now see, I will show you something.
Saying so, the blood pinjar witch displays the villagers hidden in the snake's stomach to the Tantric.
You thought you were very clever and had hid the villagers inside the snake's body so that they will be safe. But you don't know that before her death, my blood kinker witch, making use of her magical vision, had shown me the villagers hidden in the snake's stomach, and then I had kept them hidden inside my stomach. If I wanted, I could have killed them at that moment and satisfied my bloodthirst, but only to show you my strength and powers, I have kept the villagers alive. Hey Tantric, I gave you a chance. You remove out all your blood and put it in my blood kinker's body along with your powers and make her alive and bring her here. If you do as I say, I will leave all the villagers alive. Otherwise, I will kill you along with these villagers and destroy the entire village.
In this way, the witch said to the Tantric. Hearing this, the Tantric says,
No, please don't harm my villagers. As you said, I will use each and every drop of my blood and bring your blood kinker back to life. Please, leave the villagers. I will immediately go to my cave now and send the blood kinker witch to you, making her alive.
Saying this, the Tantric vanishes from there. On his way back, he was thinking of the tricks to defeat and kill the witch completely.
I will have to make a strong plan to deceive her.
Saying so, he comes to the village premises and magically converts himself in the form of a blood pishach. Then he gives a message to all the other blood pishaches roaming in the village.
Hey you all blood pishaches, I have just come from the blood pinjar witch's place and she has given a strict instruction for all of you. That is, you all have to go to the cave at the western direction of the village where the blood kinker witch lies dead, and there all of you should sacrifice your lives by jumping into the fire. Doing so together will give strength to the blood kinker witch and she will become alive. This is blood pinjar witch's instruction for you, so you all come along with me now.
Hearing these words of the Tantric, who was in the form of a blood pishach, all the blood pishaches and the blood netra witches started following him to the cave. Reaching the cave again, the Tantric, who was in the blood witch's form, said,
All of you now jump into this fire and burn your powers to give new strength and life to our blood kinker witch.
Hearing these instructions, all those blood pishaches started jumping one by one into the fire ring and started shouting due to the burning pain and shedding their blood. Then the Tantric filled this blood in a vessel. This blood could be used by him to kill the blood pinjar witch. Now the Tantric, making use of all his magical powers and the collected blood, changed himself to the look like the blood kinker witch.
Ha. Hey blood pinjar witch, I am coming to you. You will not be able to identify me because I know your blood is flowing inside these blood pishaches and those blood witches. Blood is also flowing in my body now, so it will be impossible to identify me. Ha.
Then the Tantric, in the blood kinker's look, flies to the village and starts shouting. He started shouting like the blood kinker witch. Saying all this, the blood pinjar witch says,
Great! My blood kinker is alive and free again now. Now I will kill and eat up that weird looking Tantric and nobody will be able to destroy me.
Then the Tantric, in the blood kinker's look, reached the haunted tree and said to the blood pincher,
Ma'am, there are still more people in the village, and I have seen them with my own eyes. If you come along with me, then I will show you where those villagers are hiding. I know that you have caught villagers inside your stomach, but still there are some people hiding underground inside a magical skull. Come with me, ma'am.
The blood pincher witch could not identify the Tantric in the blood kinker's look because the blood pishach's blood was flowing inside him. So she did not get any doubt. She asked,
Blood Kinker, what did you do to that weird looking man? Did you kill him?
Hearing this, the blood kinker replied,
Ma'am, I have kept him imprisoned in the village, but first you come with me and eat all those hidden villagers. Doing so, the weird Tantric will lose all his powers and he will be destroyed. So at once, come with me and eat up those villagers.
Blood pincher said,
Okay, I will go to the village and eat them all up along with these villagers hidden in my stomach.
Saying so, both the witches entered to the village. After transforming himself into the form of Blood Kinker Witch, that strange Tantric took Blood Pincher along with him and entered the village. Entering the village, the Blood Pincher Witch became more restless as she wanted to quench her bloodthirst. But she could not identify that Tantric in the form of Blood Kinker, as the blood flowing in his body was the same blood of all those Pishachas. Then that weird Tantric in the form of Blood Kinker told to the Blood Pincher Witch,
Ma'am, you please stay here. Right now, I am going to bring those villagers to you. Till then, you please stay here and wait.
Saying this, he disappeared from there. And then he evolved near the haunted tree located in the western direction of the village. After reaching there, he immediately came back to his original form, and at the same time, that ferocious magical snake reached there. Seeing the snake, the weird Tantric says to it,
O magical snake, the life of that wicked blood pincher lies in these three Pishachas. Right now, you trap these three Pishachas inside your body. Then I will trap that wicked witch and I will kill her and turn her into ashes. And then I will bury those ashes at the bottom of that weird magical tree. After I bury her ashes, you just munch these three Pishachas and then pour out their blood at the bottom of that tree.
Hearing the instruction of the Tantric, the snake told him, Oh sir, can't you fight directly with this wicked blood pincher witch? Now, the Tantric replied,
No, I don't have the power and strength to fight with that witch. So this is the only way by which I can defeat and destroy her. Her life is trapped inside these three Pishachas only. If these three Pishachas are harmed in any way, then she will also not survive. So you hide these three Pishachas inside your body, and then when I instruct you, you finish them off.
These were the instructions of the Tantric to the snake. After saying this, he vanishes from there. On the other side, Blood Pincher Witch was becoming more and more restless and ferocious after waiting for so long for the villagers. The weird Tantric again transforms himself in the form of Blood Kinker Witch and reaches near the Blood Pincher. And then he says to her,
Ma'am, Please close your eyes and I am going to bring those villagers to you. Today I want to fulfill your bloodthirst completely.
Hearing this, the blood pinjar became more greedy and thirsty for human blood. As after such a long wait, her dream was going to be fulfilled now. At that very moment, the weird tantric came back to his original form and started laughing loudly. The tantric was laughing. Hearing his voice, the blood pinjar opened her eyes out of astonishment, only to find that the tantric had vanished from there and had entered her mouth. The blood pinjar was very astonished. Then, one by one, he took out all the villagers from her stomach. Seeing this, the blood pinjar witch shouted, "Hey, you cunning tantric! Again you have played trick with me. Right now, I will munch you up into pieces. You just wait and watch." Now the tantric replied,
You cunning blood pinjar witch, your game is over now. Till now, you have tortured these innocent villagers. Now, it's your turn. You have to go through that same pain.
Saying this, he called the magical snake and told it, "Go and do as I instructed you." Hearing this, the magical snake immediately engulfed all the three pishachas one by one. Seeing this, the blood pinjar witch started pleading loudly, "Leave me! Please leave me! I say I will do whatever you will ask me to do. Please leave me!" Now the tantric replied,
Hey blood pinjar, if I leave you, then you will destroy some other village in the same way. So, today I won't leave you. I will finish you completely.
After saying this, he formed a magical ring of fire around that blood pincher witch. The witch started to burn into that fire. There was fire everywhere. The blood pincher was crying and shouting in pain, and after some time, she burnt completely and turned into ashes. After that, the tantric took the ashes of that witch and buried them at the bottom of that weird magical tree. And as per the instructions of the tantric, the snake munched the three peshachas kept hidden inside its body and then poured out their blood at the bottom of the tree. Now the weird tantric told to the villagers,
Your problem is now solved. I have trapped that wicked blood pinjar witch at the bottom of this magical tree. Now the blood pinjar witch will never be able to harm you in any way. I have also finished all the blood pishachas, blood netra and blood kinkar witch. Now you all can safely return to your homes. You all are safe now. But whatever has happened in this village, please don't spread this news to any other village. Please keep this as a secret among yourselves only. One more thing, never cut this tree. If you cut or damage this magical tree, then the blood pinjar witch will become alive once again and she may harm you again. Always take care of this magical tree.
These were the instructions of the tantric to the villagers. Hearing the words of the Tantric, now the villagers felt relieved and were very happy. After this incident, the black cloud surrounding the village also vanished from there, and the sounds of the wolves could not be heard now. The villagers started living a healthy, happy, and normal life, and that weird Tantric also went back to his cave, spending his time in meditation and practicing his magical tricks.